Standing before a somber crowd of some 300 film workers Sunday night, a display of floral wreaths and photos of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins behind him, IATSE Vice President Michael Miller spoke to the mix of raw emotions many were feeling. They gathered in a parking lot off Olive Street in Burbank to pay tribute to Hutchins, who was killed Thursday in an accident on the set of the Alec Baldwin Western Rust in New Mexico, and to vent their outrage. "We're here to mourn," said Miller, who is also director of motion picture and telev. "But I'm afraid we are also gathered with some frustration and a little bit of anger. Anger that too often the rush to complete productions and the cutting of corners puts safety on the back burner and puts crew members at risk." Handing out black ribbons before the candlelight vigil began, set medic Margarita Velona held back tears as she spoke of the carelessness that had led to Hutchins' needless death. "I want to see safety," she said. "This is our livelihood. Halyna was one of ours, and now a child has no mom, a husband doesn't have a wife, parents don't have child." The vigil, which followed a similar event held Saturday in Albuquerque, carried a disheartening sense of deja vu. In 2014, hundreds of film workers held the candlelight vigil and march on Sunset Boulevard after the death of camera assistant Sarah Jones, who was struck by a freight train on a trestle in Georgia during the filming of Midnight Rider. Several other crew were injured. At the time, Jones's death was seen as a galvanizing moment for the film industry, prompting calls for greater attention to safety on film and television productions. Now, 7 years later, Jones's father, Richard, is heartbroken to see another life cut short by a senseless accident on a movie set. "In a way, this kind of relives losing my daughter, and certainly my heart goes out to the family," said Jones, who has continued to push for greater awareness and AC. "It's just a carelessness that is taking place. If these people in charge just respect the human beings that they're in charge of, I don't see how they can be so reckless."